Hey guys, welcome back. It's Josh with the Financial Advisor Car Guy. So this week I wanted to go back to basics and, kind of talk about regular math. I had an experience today. I was in the drive-thru of Taco Bell and my lunch total came to $7.37. Now, that doesn't seem like a lot of money. It seems like pretty simple math. The kid tells me how much I owe him. I hand him money, he makes change, but he does it really weird. So I realized that on this channel, we've never really talked about the simple things. It's always been cars, finance, stocks, whatever it is. But really digging down to the basics of math. Math 101, like 1 plus 2, right? Or 10 minus 5. Simple things, okay? I wanted to spend a little bit of time today and just kind of recap my experience today with Taco Bell and just tell you about how strange it made me feel and how weird and scared I am for the future. So again, my total was $7.37. I pull up to the window and the guy says, "Is that cash or card?" I said, "I've got cash today. Here's a $10 bill and 2 quarters. He takes the $10 bill and looks at the 2 quarters in my hand and he kind of reluctantly puts out his hand. I drop the quarters and he kind of looks at them like, what am I supposed to do with these, right? So keep in mind, my total was $7.37. So clearly in my mind, the reason that I'd like to give him $10.50 is so he can give me, instead of $2 and 67 cents, now I'm gonna get 63 cents, forgive me. I'm gonna get $3.13 back, right? Instead of $2.63. Okay. So I hand him the 50 cents. He kind of looks at me. He closes the window. He looks at the cash register. He reopens the drive-thru window and says, "Sir, what am I to do with this change?" I'm like, what? So I said, "I gave you enough coins so that I can have $3 back instead of 2 and less change, less coins. I don't want 63 cents back. 13 cents would be much, much better for me. And then I can keep 3 $1 bills in my wallet instead of just the 2 and have all this change." So I think I'm fairly clear at this point that I expect my $3.13 in change. So he closes the window and again, kind of blankly stares at the register there. And really only a couple minutes goes by and I quickly notice that another employee comes over and is standing next to him looking down at the register and he's still holding the $10 bill and the 2 quarters. And, in my mind, I'm thinking, maybe this is his first day. Maybe he's brand new. What is going on? And, so they have a couple of words and he opens the window again and says, "Sir, can you again tell me why you gave me these quarters? Your total was $7.37. You handed me the 10. And then you gave me these extra quarters." I explained it again. I said, "Listen, sir, young man, I gave you more than enough change so that I could have 3 $1 bills in exchange, right? Instead of 2 and the coins, I can get 3 $1 bills and then my 13 cents. So he's like, "Oh," and I can tell he doesn't know what I'm saying. He says, "Oh," and kind of like smiles and nods, but his expression was really obvious. So he closes the window, he opens the register, he pulls out 3 $1 bills, and then he opens the window and hands me 3 $1 bills, and that's it. He goes, "I think I did this right." And I'm like, "Yeah, keep the 13 cents, thank you. Where's my food? I gotta get out of here. This is just such a weird interaction." So anyway, long story short, as I drive away, I'm thinking to myself, this kid wasn't that young. I would guess he was maybe out of high school, but couldn't do math to save his life. I mean, literally couldn't even figure out how to put in the amount of money I gave him into the cash register to, the machine would have told him how much change to give me. It wasn't like he had to do the math. I know those cash registers have calculators built right in. So I don't know. I was just really confused. And I thought, okay, we talk about some pretty good topics on this channel, but maybe I'm talking too deep. Maybe I'm not keeping it simple enough. And so I digress. So that's why this week I wanted to keep it really simple and I wanted to talk about something very basic like math 101. You know, if my total had been $9.50 and I gave him $10.50, I feel like he would have figured out why I gave him the coins. But I guess in his mind, maybe he was thinking, well, this guy's getting change, coins anyway, so why overcomplicate it by, you know, overpaying that much more so that the change is different? I don't know what his thought process was. I don't know. You know, I've worked in customer service. I've worked and owned businesses where I have cash registers and have to count back change. It was very, very common for someone to give me too much so that they receive a full dollar back instead of coins, right? I didn't have exact change. I didn't have $7.37. I mean, I had a $10 bill, but I didn't have the 37 cents. I had 35 cents, 2 pennies short. So I had to round up to the quarter that I had. So I gave him $10.50 instead of $7.50. If I'd given him $7.50, I know he would have been able to give me perfect change. So I guess I'm trying to wonder where the disconnect is. And is that an education thing? Is that just a common sense thing? You know, what do you guys think? It's a kind of a weird topic this week, but it's something that I've been thinking about it all day. I just can't let it go. It's really bugging me that, you know, that's kind of the future. Our youth can't do regular simple math. You know, I hope this kid's watching this video, or I hope this thing, he sees it, because I'm not trying to insult him. I'm not trying to embarrass him. I guess really at the end of the day, he just needs to understand that when you're making change for somebody, it's easy to just use the machine. Tell the register how much they gave you, allow it to calculate the change, and then just take care of it. You know, don't overthink it. I wasn't trying to trick him. I wasn't trying to scam him. So tonight over dinner, I was talking to my son, and I gave him the math problem. I said, listen, let's say you're the waiter over here, and I'm ordering $7.37 worth of food. You know, at the end of the meal, when you come up and give me the bill, if I gave you $10.50, what would my receipt, or what would my change look like? And he's like, huh, you know, and mind you, my son is 9 years old. He kind of thought about it for a moment. He's like, well, Dad, it would be $3.13. I said, okay, would that have confused you if I gave you a $10 bill and no change versus $10.50? He goes, no, you would have had $2.63 if you gave me only a 10. If you gave me $10.50, I would have given you 3 $1 bills and 13 cents. So he immediately understood what, you know, he didn't care. I mean, he just told me the math. He did the math. It wasn't like he thought logically about, oh, well, maybe this guy would rather have 3 $1 bills in his pocket than a bunch of coins, you know, or whatever. So, but from simple math standpoint, you know, my 9-year-old son could figure it out pretty quickly. I'd like to think that, you know, a late teen or even early 20s kid could calculate some change as well. So I don't know. Is that kind of where we're headed? Is that the future of fast food? Is that the future of a lot of these places? You know, I guess on the other hand, I know a lot of places, people only pay with cards. You know, drive-thrus are so much more convenient when you just pull up to the window and you hand them a card. You know, they're not making change. There's not any math involved, right? They just swipe the card and hand you your receipt and your food and you're on your way. So maybe I just caught him off guard. Maybe it was just one of those weird things where, I don't know. I don't know what the deal was. It could have been his first day. I don't know. But all in all, it was just a weird experience. And like I said, I couldn't let it go. It's just been on my mind all day. I've been trying to figure out, like, what was this kid's thought process and why did he have such a hard time? And then at the end of it, to not give me my 13 cents, hand me 3 $1 bills and say, I think I did this right. No, you didn't. And if I wasn't in a rush, if there wasn't, 8 cars behind me, I don't know. I wasn't going to argue over 13 cents. I took my food and left, but it was a weird experience. And so anyway, that's all I got for you guys today. I just wanted to kind of throw that at you. Have you ever had an experience like that? Have you ever run into a situation where you just sort of scratch your head and try to make the most out of the most confusing thing ever? It was just weird to me. So comment down below and share your story. I'd love to hear it. Do you guys think that is the future of our generation? Are we going to see kids that don't know how to do math correctly or can't make change or are reliant on someone using credit versus cash? I don't like that at all. I really don't. And I am concerned that that's where we're headed. And I hope that's not the case. I really, really hope that, this is a one-off thing. It was just a freak thing. The kid had something else on his mind and couldn't make change. I don't know that was it, but I'm hopeful. So anyway, as always, may every investment you make be a good one. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.